I'd like to just say hi to all those Beatle people out there, and thank you for buying our Christmas record.
I'd like to go a run out, you know, on the bike, and, you know, as I say, go and see the black pudding plantations in Gattica.
Yeah, that's me.
Is that you?
I'm a black pudding plantation.
Are you really? Are you the fellow that keeps planting them out there?
Yeah.
Oh!
Are you the fellow who keeps digging them up?
It sort of wears off and it comes back again. Like, just recently I feel quite excited to be alive, regardless of whether I'm making a record or promoting my record. Buy my album now, right? You know.
George, television in America isn't as mature as it is in England.
No, it's very good in England, yeah. I can't watch TV in America, to tell you the truth. It's such a load of rubbish.
Really?
Not the Dick Cavett show, of course.
I wondered.
No, it just drives you crazy, you know, the commercials. You just get into something and it's sorry now, another word from, and another word from. And in the end, you know, they just put commercials on all the time.
But you have commercials too over on your side.
Yeah, but it's really done good, you know, it's really done good. They show maybe, if it's a 30-minute show, they'll have the commercial at the beginning, then the show will start, and after 15 minutes or so, it'll end, and they say, end of part 1. Ding, and then it goes into the commercial, and then the commercials end, and it says part 2. Here it just goes ding, ding, ding from one into the next. You don't know if it's a commercial or if it's the show.
They won't use any of this. They'll edit it all down. They'll only use one sentence anyway. You talk about 100 things, and it ends up on the show. Oh, the other words, I've missed them.
We didn't try and make an image. It just happened, and so we don't have to keep it up. We just remain ourselves. Don't we, Ringo?
Well, we do. I mean,
don't know
the other two were worried
about.
It's true, you know, in the garden you see all the seasons come and go, and whatever you do can affect it all, but at the same time the flowers don't answer you back. Don't give you no trouble. It's very nice.
You don't like to talk then?
Well, not really. Sometimes if there's something to say, but there's really nothing to say these days.
You know, I have that feeling too. People think that I must love to talk and that I would love to go to parties and yak my head off, and I could go for months without talking.
Well, you talk every night, don't you?
I know, and I've never liked it. I mean, I don't crave conversation. I could sit in an empty room for days and days. I'd have to leave occasionally, but not to talk. I mean, in other words, I don't have a terrific appetite for talking. The reason I'm rattling on like this is that you've just frightened me by telling me that you don't like to talk. And I figure I may have to, will I have to fill then this last hour?
You just talk and I'll watch.
I mentioned gardening, you haven't yet, but to stroll from one end of yours would take about 3 weeks, wouldn't it? How big is it actually?
Not really, no. My garden, you can stroll around it in 10 minutes if you're power walking, which is what I sort of do these days.
So what have you got?
If you saunter, it could take half an hour. If you swagger, maybe 45 minutes.
Well, go in the morning, go in the night, get to bed at 8 o'clock. Coming home and back again, there he comes. On the pen, singing guitar blues.
A lot of times we don't have opportunity to say anything important because it's American television. Every time you say something and try to say something important, they clap, 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 clap. Cue the lines.
Well, whether you can say it or not, keep trying to say it.
That's what's important.
You get that? Yeah. That is very important. Cue. Just a minute.
Wait a second.
Okay, cue the clap now.
There was also the theory that you attracted more girls by being the quiet one, in the same sense that a guy at a party who sits in the corner will have the girl come over and say, "Oh, what's the matter?"
It's just
this was not a calculated
dirty rumor.
Philosophy on your part. Was it?
Just a rumor, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Paul used to get them all with his, you know.
We did it every night. You know, she loves you, woo! You think you've lost your love, you know, you say, oh God, not again.
I mean, I'm a pessimist when I look at what's going on, but in the overall picture, I'm an optimist, and I'm a happy fellow, and I don't give a toss.
You sit and listen to the record, and you hit certain tracks, and if somebody just went out and played somebody else this record and said, just listen to this record, didn't say who it was, in 2 seconds you'd know it was George Harrison, because there's that distinctive
Is that
guitar.
good or bad?
It's good.
Oh.
You want to be unique, don't you? It means you're unique. Is that kind of bad?
And what about the family? How many children do you want to have?
About 3.
39. Give up the tape.
I think it's best left as it was. Yeah. And anyway, at the time we split up, you know, there was too many other people trying to get in the group.
A lot of other people. Well, I wasn't one of them, but I'm sure John would have been happy to...
Loved to have been.
Bang
Loved to
on
have been. Twangy guitar.
We could have had two groups, you know, the Beatles and the Beatles' wives.
Who would have been lead vocals? Yoko.
Oh, I bet.
But they always talk about you as the real musician of the group, and if you haven't studied music, what do they mean by that? That you're more serious about it? You've seen that, though, haven't you? That they
It's probably because I didn't smile so much.
To be a real musician, you have to be sour, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
How many Beatles does it take to change a light bulb? 4.
You're attracting new fans, some of whom perhaps have never heard of the Beatles.
I think most of them haven't. Yeah. I met a few people, just at Christmas I saw some kids in, about 18-year-old in Los Angeles, and they saw me walk in a shop, and they looked at each other and said, oh, there's that singer, which I thought was pretty good.
Just that singer.
There's that singer, you know, easy. Nobody seems to listen to anything anyway these days, do they? All got cloth ears. Especially me. Yeah, I suppose it's nice in a way that, you know, if ever we were short of cash, we could, you know, sell up and go on holiday. I mean, I've got lots of bits of paper that everybody wrote on. I've got all kinds of things. Paul's underpants from the Shea Stadium. Very cheap, $60,000. After that, I didn't need it ever again. That's the thing about LSD, you don't need it twice.
You've only taken it once?
Oh, no, I took it lots of times. But I only needed it once.
I hear anyway that the 4 of you are going to be millionaires by the end of the year.
Oh, that's nice.
Have you got time? Have you got time to actually spend this money?
What money? He said.
Doesn't he give any to you?
No. Have you seen that car of his?
One of the things you did was visit Clay. One of the things you did was visit Cassius Clay.
And then he came up to me one day and he said, hey, Dad, how do you play the piano lick from Hey Bulldog? Which I thought, oh, that's strange. How does he know a song like that? But it's in Yellow Submarine.
And was he impressed?
No.
Has he actually seen you perform?
Well, if you call it performing.
So, are you going to tour this project finally?
That's what we do, our video. She's my baby. She can build a boat. She can make it float. The Pet Shop Boys version. Full of life. Yes, I agree. Yes. Hello, Canada. Thank you for buying all our other records.
It was a bunch of friends that just happened to be really good at making music.
You had family rows. I mean, what were the main...
we do. We have terrible rows.
What was the main cause of your squabbles in the early days?
Oh, I don't remember.
I'll leave that one up to you, George.
I don't remember any squabbles.
You don't remember anything, do you?
No. Instant amnesia. You see, that's the difficulty, I find, because it's not your concept. Because if somebody says, no, it doesn't go like that, it goes like that. But it goes like that, and it goes through everything, and it can be, you know what I mean, just one bit of music can be pop, jazz, classic, whatever you'd want to do to it, it is.
But, you know, even throughout your solo career, there is that certain something. Do you know what it is? I mean, can you tell what it is?
It's probably my aftershave.
Some people have a thing about, you know, they really don't.
Smoking Wilburys.
Right. I love those shoes so much.
Yeah, the new Wilbury boots that we're going to merchandise. They're really good, aren't they?
They're great. I mean,
You know, the best thing about them is they give you corns on your toes within 5 minutes of having them.
He said that he wanted to tackle some of the other old songs, including possibly some of John Lennon's songs, like Beautiful Boy and Imagine. Does that surprise you that he would do that?
Paul?
Yeah.
Maybe because he ran out of good ones of his own.
Well, now we've got that on record.
Well, it's true. I mean, the Beatles did some good things, but they also did some rubbish too.
I don't know if I'd agree with you.
Oh
but
yeah, my new album's much better than anything the Beatles ever did.
I don't remember. I spent most of the party trying to suss out from his gang if anybody had any reefer.
Yoko sat in that very chair.
John. Lennon. Paul. Paul. I'm going to see him now. I'm late for dinner with Paul.
Ringo.
I'm late for dinner with Ringo, too.
George.
George Michaels, George Washington, George Formby, George Benson. Which one of these do you mean?
Cliff Dodd? No. Rock Dodd? No, let's invite suggestions for an earthy name for me.
Yeah, well, what about that fellow?
Eh?
Sod.
Follow that. Gritty.
I mean, if you do go, this will be your first time since, what, 74 on a tour?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Is that something you look forward to?
No.
No, why not?
It's tiring. I mean, that was like a kamikaze tour of the, of the USA.
Mm-hmm.
It's too tiring. It is for me, doing night after night. And after the novelty of just being on stage singing My Baby wears off after a few nights, and you think, what the hell are we doing here in Philadelphia in some crappy motel while the rest of your life is going by?
Mm-hmm.
It's not my idea of fun, really. Not in a continual way. I mean, an occasional show would be great, but, like getting on airplanes and helicopters and, Jesus, let's give us a break.
What would you... So maybe a couple...
And then all them people, then you get them, there's all these people looking at you,
Oh, that must be just so awful.
Horrible.
Yeah. I'm asking you for autographs and running around with bodyguards and...
Oh, no, it's a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute hell.
Hey, I like it. Do that for me.
The other one, the Saxon side, called The Wreck of the Hesperus.
I love that one. That's a really... Is that about you, saying I'm still here and kicking?
Sure, yeah, I'm not... Yeah, I'm not a wreck yet. We were having great fun until you came in here with the interviews.
Set the record straight about today's situation. The press are keen to imply rifts. How do you and Paul get on?
We get on very well.
George?
Last night you had a lot of difficulty getting into the cabana. Did any of you get hurt at all? George got kicked.
I got punched in my face a few times, but I mean, that's part of life, isn't it?
We're rolling now.
All right.
Well, we've heard you've got a wild and zany show in Canada. We don't usually sit in chairs. We hop around the room in our underwear.
You think this is a dance craze that's going to catch on?
Yeah.
You guys could do it for me. I'd be really happy to see.
Put your hand on your head, your foot in the air, and you hop around the room.
Yes, we'll have to do that on the Late Show.
But these brothers here, these Wilburys here, these trundling wheelbarrows, what makes it work? I mean, what was it that happened on Ventura Boulevard that made this combination?
Well, Tom had this really great underwear on. These black suspenders and stuff, and we thought, hey, we might as well get him in the group. He looks pretty cute.
It was the least I could do.
Like that, really.
It's stuff like underwear and suspenders
And having a good time.
and having a good time.
can you just keep doing that? I mean, is it, you know, you did say show business is serious, and there are lawyers, and there are managers, and that is the reality.
We could go on to nylons from here.
But we don't wear pantyhose. No. We hate pantyhose. We like that little bit of skin at the top of the leg.
That's a great line, too. No, what happened?
Does any kind of meditation help before?
Yes, but I mean, that's a sort of different thing, you know, to this. I mean, you can't, you can meditate and get peaceful, but then the moment they say, the Dick Cavett Show, and then there you are again. So...
Does this happen when you're watching the show, or just when you're...
Yeah.
What did they nick of yours then, George?
What they nick of mine? Somebody once broke in my house and nicked a pair of silk pajamas.
That was me.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Excuse me. You're wrecking the film here. Look, all in the way. Go on. It's me.
And then, of course, Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
Now, how did, I mean, obviously you've known each other
How did I get to meet him?
No, but how did you meet? No, how did you decide?
We shared the same wife.
That's a good beginning.
I mean, there's no problem with the Wilburys sort of coming and going as they please. Right?
No. In fact, they may even change the name later.
And then would they still be brothers?
Well, if they were the trundling wheelbarrows, they wouldn't be brothers, really. They'd just be sort of things with handles on.
What about now? What makes you cross with each other now?
Well, the last time we were cross was when George was suing me. See, what's nice though, he calls me up.
Was cross.
yeah, he's still cross. The last time he calls me and says, I'm going to sue you. I said, no, George, don't be so dumb. No, I'm going to sue you. I don't like what you've done. Because he wrote this song and I had it mixed by somebody else. And he didn't like the mix, so he was going to sue me. So in the end, I said, sue me if you want, but I'll always love you.
Sing! More like it. Sing! No! Don't! Sing! Stop that!
But did Mystery Tour put you off making a film completely yourselves?
Yeah, we're only ever going to be cartoons forever now, because they really put us off those.
It's a new career piece.
No good damn critics.
The film makes, the cartoon makes...
I started playing the guitar when I was about 13, and that's the only thing I really wanted to do. I didn't want to be a Thomas the Tank Engine or...
Thanks so much.
Was there ever a time when you were thinking, I'm just not going to do another album? As we all have been told.
No. I mean, I say that to people, you know, but I always knew I'd do another album. I'm not sure if I'll ever do another one now, though.
Of course you will. Now you said it. We know.
I like to be a pirate's life for me. All my friends are pirates and they sing the BBC. I got a jolly Roger, it's a black and white and fast. So get out of your skull and crossbones and I'm running up your mast. I was so young.